Hi, Joanie.
Hi, good morning, love.
It has been a very long time since we have.
Has it been not nearly a year?
Yeah. We're older, but better.
We're a year older, and you know what? We're out of COVID.
Right.
Mostly.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while, and Joanie and I have worked on some projects, but not publicly, and stayed really connected. And we have our own website.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, joanandtarot.com. You can go in there and get a little reading or read about us more.
Or a big reading.
Or a big reading, whatever you want. We're here for you again. Joanie is now in real estate, and I'm now in tarot card reading. And so we kind of swapped, but now we're doing the same thing exactly.
We are.
Yeah, so we're just in our own little world and doing stuff together. We're going to try to do more videos. We're going to try to go out and about. And I do tarot every Sunday morning at Rosette Landscape or Nursery
in Tucson.
Yeah, so that's always fun. Just cold readings for people who are buying beautiful plants and get some knowledge about their garden. So, Joanie, we're going to start off again. What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about the moon.
The moon.
So we just had a new moon in Virgo on August 27. And Virgo represents the high priestess in the tarot deck. So Virgo can be like sort of the earth mother. It is an earth sign, grounded. But Virgo is a reminder to, get your house in order, clean up your files, organize your systems, including your health, right? Remember that earth signs are representative of things that we can touch or things of the physical world, and our bodies, our health are of the physical world. So Virgo is the opportunity to get stuff together before the fall comes, before Libra season begins, because Libras are social beings. They like to be in community with friends, and so get your stuff together before you go out and have all this fun.
Yeah, before you start getting the pumpkin latte.
Before you get pumpkin lattes. Yeah, get your health and nutrition balance before you go crazy with pumpkin lattes.
Yeah,
okay?
and pumpkin pie and all that.
But Neenie and I wanted to talk more so about full moons, because we have a full moon coming up on September 9th. September 9th, we have a full moon coming.
Okay. And we're going to try to have this published so people will be able to...
Pre-full moon.
Right.
And full moons, new moons, Neenie and I were just talking before we got going. She's got the full moon picture here. Neenie and I were just talking about new moons are more feminine. It's that beautiful crescent moon. So much of it's hidden, which is feminine energy, the dark side of the mountain. And so that's when you make your wishes. You scheme your schemes. You plan your plans. And then
In what way would we do that, though?
Well, I mean, I guess it's different for everybody. It might be prayer work. It might be meditation work. It might be visualization. It might be writing it down.
So being very conscientious, it's the full moon. You might have your notepad.
New moon.
Right. So you might have your notepad and really think about those things that are
that you want to come to pass.
You want to come to pass. So writing in your journal. Sometimes we would have a little fire outside, or we're not doing any. We're just.
Well, you can do that. You're writing it down. I know you're a writer and I'm a writer. I'll frequently write things down that I want to show up, or give thanks for things that I want to show up. You don't have to write it down. You can speak it. You can say it silently to yourself, but
very intentionally.
Yeah, very intentionally. You're setting down new intentions.
I like to have a little altar somewhere, so I can go to on certain dates or holidays or place and just really make sure I'm focused on that.
Yeah. Yeah, your ofrenda. Like Dia de los Muertos, we set up here in the Southwest, we set up ofrendas or altars, offerings that we give to spirit or people that have passed. But yeah, that same idea.
Okay.
And then full moon is when things come to fruition. Full moon is the big masculine showy energy, right? The full light of the moon can be seen, and that's what we want to talk about, are rituals of the full moon, because full moons are talked about more, recognized more. They're showy. They're showy. And we were just talking before about, do I feel anything during a full moon? Does Neenie feel anything during a full moon? And both of us like, when we pay attention. But some people are incredibly tuned in to the cycles of the moon. That's not necessarily me.
Well, you hear people in ways, they say it like not, you know, I didn't sleep last night, or I'm really nervous. I'm so anxious. I don't really know why I'm so anxious today, you know, and, or women will have their season on the full moon, right? And, oh, I feel so bad. I started today or something like that.
She's speaking of periods. Women get their periods season. Isn't she? She's much more.
I'm usually not that coy.
Softer. No.
I don't know what you're allowed to say on YouTube.
Oh, I think you can say period.
Okay.
I mean, we've said swear words. But you also hear about accidents happening.
Fender benders.
Feeling out of sorts, maybe even like tripping or.
So what do you think that has to do with things coming to light? What is that?
I think that there's always sort of that stumbling process when things show up, right? Like sometimes things like stumble or tumble forward. Sometimes they don't always show up as like, oh, here I am, this bright shiny thing, right? Sometimes there's, it's like having a baby. It's not the easiest dang thing.
Yeah, both of mine were on the full moon.
On the full moon.
You were born on the full moon.
I was born on a full moon. Yeah. So I just think sometimes we fumble a little, right?
So when I get the full moon card, the moon, there's always like a shadow in it, like on many of the cards I have. Well, should we talk about that later and just talk about rituals?
We can talk about just threw my cards. Show them your moon card, because that's an interesting card. There's a face.
And then I have many decks, and one there's like a shadow. So
there is a shadow. I was whenever I pull the moon card, I frequently say to people, you're being guided or led by the light of the moon, which is a little bit of light. It's not the light of the sun. So the moon to me always implies you got to trust that you're being led, that you're being guided by moonlight, which is you have subtle, soft light.
Yeah. So
it is always shadowy. And the moon to me is always a reminder to pay attention to your intuition rather than pay attention to what's so obvious, at least. So what do you do on a full moon, if you remember it's a full moon?
If I remember and I'm not busy doing something, but I know for a long time, and now one of my daughters is doing it, she's paying attention, is I light some sage or some piece of mesquite or something like that, a piece of wood, and just try to go outside and just embrace the moonlight and look at it and just really feel it. And then getting my wallet and opening my wallet and leaving it out so the moon can bask in my open wallet.
So the moon or your wallet can bask in the moon?
Yes, all night long, and hope that no one will say, hey, what's that open wallet
hope
doing?
That a bobcat doesn't come by and take that.
Full of. Do
you charge crystals?
I want to have a lot of crystals, but I don't. I have one that I would love to.
So I charge.
I hear people do that.
Well, I wear, I have this big piece of rose quartz that I wear, and if I remember, I charge this in the full moon, or I don't have a lot of crystals either, but I do.
I love houses that do.
Or charge water.
I've done that.
Take a container of water and put
I've done
that out and let that
and
be
I
charged.
put like words on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
like
put
affirmations.
It out. An affirmation.
And then how do you use it? Do you drink it? Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I drink it too. Or you can water plants with it, or you can use it in the shower, or yeah, it's because remember that the moon rules the tides. So moons are greatly associated with water. So you can charge water.
I've written things and put it out in the moon too, and put a rock on it.
It's like wishing upon a star, right?
And I know some people, and I've done this with various friends, where we've written our intention for the year and then read it out loud to each other, and then put it in the fire. And done that.
Yeah. To let it burn.
Yeah.
And then let it be carried off in the air to the moon. I always like that. I always imagine things when I burn things to let the smoke carry it up into the sky.
Yeah. Yeah. I have an old pizza oven.
Oh, she's a little more glamorous than I am. I have a lighter.
Well, we don't do pizza.
We don't do pizza in the oven that we burn.
So yeah, so I have like a little outdoor path that leads to the pizza oven, and there's and I collect things. And
well, it's just a great the full moon or the new moon, but they're just great reminders of opportunities of ritual, of light, of big bold light. And moons also reflect new seasons, new beginnings, fresh starts.
And dramatically realizing we're part of that cycle.
Absolutely.
And that's usually the woman thing too.
Well,
is just knowing where you're just being part of
your
a cycle.
place in the universe.
Just this constant.
Yeah.
And we get so busy, we forget that, oh yeah, that full moon is out there, and you can go out, and it's very...
Well, and remembering too, before we had time, the concept of time, or clocks, or fancy watches or phones, that's how people navigated, by the moon, by the moon, by the sun, of course, as well, but by the moon. And that's how they were able to tell, the sailors were able to tell about tides, high tide, low tide, those sorts of things. Right? So the moon's cool. And it's, for all you women out there, the moon is the epitome of feminine energy. The sun is the epitome of masculine energy. Right? So when you get the moon card in tarot, what is sort of a generic interpretation?
Generic is, I usually ask people to do some self-reflection. And I sometimes think about being guided. I like what you said about being guided.
Being guided. Being guided by the light that is available.
Right. And so, it always depends on what's going on.
Oh, sure, the context.
The context of it. But, so it's mostly just...
Tune in.
And I just always mostly go with context, but I like that one because there's the man,
kind of a creepy
man,
that's
kind of a shadowy, doesn't feel so positive. But we were just looking at some variety of books, looking at literal interpretations, and but that always doesn't apply in context. But it can be a place to lead you. We recommend people getting a deck and just reading about it, so you can do some self-help, self-reflection, and the symbols are really fun. Yeah,
and the moon is a big symbol in tarot, not just in the moon card, but you will frequently see the moon, or a new day dawning, things like that.
Yeah. What does your moon card look like?
My moon card, it's kind of whimsical. I gotta find my moon card, but this is an old school deck
The Art Deco.
Yeah, it's an Art Deco-y looking card. I should have pulled my dang moon card before we ever
Yeah,
got
I know,
going,
but that's okay.
But we didn't, and here we are.
We have
looking for
lots
the
of
moon
decks
card,
here.
which is hiding from me. And the number of the moon card is a 19. It's an 8. No, it's a 9. Right.
Right. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 9.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 is always sort of indicative of the cycle wrapping up. 10, of course, is the ending of a cycle, but 9s are cycles nearing the end, which is the moon, right? We talked about cycles.
And what we were reading earlier is in the symbol is the crab is showing up in a lot of moon cards, and that is symbolizing the early stages of consciousness
So
unfoldment.
sort of the beginning of life,
Right, just like you were talking about.
right, the beginning of life.
And then the wolf shows on the card. It's natural, untamed creation. The dog is the result of adaptation of life with man, which I love that.
There's my moon.
Oh, see now yours
so
is
it's kind of whimsical, right? Kind of a crescent moon.
right.
It reminds me of that movie Paper Moon with
Oh yeah.
Tatum O'Neal.
You're showing your age
Right,
there,
yeah, I'm
girl.
showing my age. But yeah, it's my card is more whimsical, right? It doesn't have the shadowy figure, the guy's face there.
And this is the raven, the crow deck, and that one is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, my moon, the face on my moon, you can see is kind of a more friendly face. So it's showing the sliver of the moon again, little light, but it shows the full moon in outlined in the blue. So mine feels a little kinder. And there's no I don't have a wolf or a dog howling at the moon in mine.
You don't have a crayfish?
I do not have a crayfish. No, I don't have any of that. I just have it. The moon is sort of sitting on this pedestal.
Ooh, she's
beautiful.
gorgeous. Look at this. This is spiral deck.
Yeah.
Now that one has the feminine energy and
Solidly feminine energy.
yeah, and I love that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, very beautiful. And the feminine energy too of sort of the life cycle of a woman. You can see this very ethereal being in the background, and then you see this very beautiful young woman, and then you see the crone, the older woman next to the young woman. So sort of the life cycle of a woman, right? Which again, feminine energy, really creative energy, making, bringing ideas up, creating ideas, and then of course masculine energy is what grounds it and helps it to show up on the physical plane. So charge your crystals, or charge your water, or like Neenie said, open your wallet up. Do anything that feels right. You might even put out like a new little plant.
Yeah, whatever you connect to. Some people like feathers. Some people like
Rocks.
They're butterflies. Whatever you feel you want to do that you connect to. Maybe you find a beautiful picture in a book or a magazine. Make a collage, and with all butterflies or hummingbirds or beetles or whatever.
You could put your vision board out there. If you have a vision board, you could put a vision board out there. You could charge a piece of jewelry that you wear all the time. You could take a photograph of somebody you love or somebody you want to love.
Yeah, someone
and charge it under the full moon.
Yeah, just bringing we're just trying to remind everybody to just connect with
the light that this beautiful planet gives to us, right? Of cycles, right?
And okay, well, what do you think? We think we're gonna start doing more videos, and if you have any questions or comments, you can go to joanandneeniechimein.com and read more about Joanie or read more about me, and we're gonna try to get some more videos out there and connect with you guys
once a month at least, right?
Yeah, we're gonna really focus and think about our cycles, because
well, not a different kind of cycle. Yeah.
right, and get back into it. Thank you.
Happy
Talk
full
to you
moon.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.